Good morning, everyone. Today, the last Sunday class, and you have maybe nearly 2 months. You have gap 2 months. 2 months. You have good try to yourself to more discipline meditation practice. 다들이 먼저 든다 타마들이 들려야다 그런들 아니 먼저 딱 가서 그래 랑종스나래 데스 가래 가나 개차 곰야 가르 개차이네 디가는 데스잖아.
Yeah. So this being the last week, I would like to share what are the most important things to meditate on when one is at home doing one's self-practice.
다 룩시에나야 아무도 먼저 뒤에 초응을 나래야 미망고 지비지 되지기도 스스스스래야 스트레스 집 속다라
Yeah.
디내가 올라온도 삼로 가르당 거래 직 그래서 직시라
Yeah.
근데 이번에는 저 단대디다 내림디 강에 태단 최신 말에 하는 줄 이 강라다 딩상 강에 야 사바 직 미세베 강에 내림기 강에 미세베 강에 아니야 내림기 심대에 강라야 야 갑자 맞아 그 탁딩상 가시 사한 또 쇼그레 또 쇼 안딩한서 연재라고 방고시 되는데 야 초방을 그나라디 강에 싸우라고 지 차용 거더라.
Yeah.
디네가라야 삼로 간대단 거 유미 라시다 저 디제니 기가 계시 셰샤나 셰나 삼주로 셰나스로
So in the context of our lives, individually, I thought to look at two areas. Firstly, the fact that from time to time we do get stress, so how to deal with that. Secondly, we have met the conditions of the COVID virus, and over and above that, there are new human-made problems that seem to come from that on a causal level. Some are COVID, but some are man-made. So like whether to take the vaccine or not, and then more recently, can one go to places like restaurants or not? This could be something you're experiencing with those that are close to you. In the context of this life, this is quite new for us.
다 이내 하나저 디 낭백이 추나네시 랍자셰바도 들어와
Yeah.
망고치 아니 뒤즈라 오늘 자초 보시러 그 뒤즈여야면 요 자야도와
Yeah.
그러가 세단디디 수수 업데이트로 지기나 수수 지시나 아니 니마다와르시 디 업데이트 요요로시 제도 우스러와 거니 왜 가두이나 펜도 여워잖냐 삼로 컨데스 담베이나 로종기 고도서 배 펜도 전부 쇼제레샤탄데 뒤즈델로
Moreover, from the perspective of Buddha Dharma, except for not applying it, which is one's choice, the updates are always there. The update is there, and those updates are only of benefit in the context of the ways to train the mind, to turn the mind. Those are there.
I think most people thinking, oh, this is very tradition, very old, 2,600 years old. This is doesn't work here. This is modern 21st century, you know. And then this some I don't know here what to call we in monastery, and sometimes we have the nickname. Lewa Jangu, Garen Brand, right?
Yeah, green. Well, let's say green brain,
Yeah,
old-fashioned way
yeah,
of
we in
thinking.
monastery we say the Garen Brand is doesn't work, but and Buddhism methods is never become a Garen Brand.
Green
All the
brain.
time wet brand, very very fixable, and. And I think some people have background, you're Christian or Muslim, you don't worry, you don't need to change your religion. You can take your this practice, laws, Buddhism, you can use in your daily life, and then you can, and you become Buddhist. It's not easy. No, nangbache lela yo mare.
Yeah, it's not easy to become a Buddhist practitioner.
Koran chajen mangwa yore sura. Chazan di simle che mare.
Yeah, there are a lot of causes and conditions behind it, but at the same time, one shouldn't worry about that.
Here, they have indeed, not here. Yes.
No one wants to go to the front. You might get asked a question.
This question waiting for you. Okay.
Yes,
Question, no question. Question looks similar. Sometimes, English and Monday thinking this cushion, may mouth concussion. Sometimes people drinking double coffee. You check after drink double coffee, and you sometimes your speech very fast, and sometimes you thinking something, you talking different. You're very careful drinking coffee, okay? I have experience. This reason I never drinking double coffee. I like coffee taste. I drink decaf, decaf. I had experience in 3 years ago. We had monk gathering here. It is Saint Mandela. You know Saint Mandela? And those monks come from Pangare and Auckland and Dunedin. We have 12 or 13 monks here. And then we have Saint Mandela. Our interpreter, Anton, and he make coffee morning, I think 10 o'clock. And we do Saint Mandela. I'm a little bit tired, and so some people say, oh, you're tired, drinking coffee is very good. And they say, Anton, you can make very strong coffee. And he make very strong coffee. And I drink two cup, I drink 2 cup. After 11:30, I drink 10 o'clock one, and 10:30 or 11, I drink two coffee cup. Then after 11:30, we went to Narsen, and the other monk, he's dry, he don't know a road, and I'm similar showing roadways, road showing. And then, Ridgemont said, there's somewhere, and then we need to go to Narsen, turn left. And I know my mind is turn left, my mouth turn right, turn right. And he said, oh, turn right. They don't have turn right, because only one direct and the left, they don't have turn right. And he said, you turn right means direct. he don't recognize. Oh, then I recognize, wow, I'm talking, I'm thinking left, right? But my mouth talking turn right. And then they're teasing me. We are teasing. Lots teasing, right? Teasing.
yeah.
Teasing. And then they really focus on me. I usually focus on other monks. Then they focus on me. because I do mistake. And then we went in mango, and then we have some menu, and I think I talking some different, similar palakbani, and I'm talking, and the alu gobi, something like that. My mind thinking palakbani, and my mouth talking alu gobi. Oh, what I'm talking? They already have alu gobi 2, and he said, "You need alu gobi 3." No, 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 2, 2, 2. One palakbani. Oh, then I noticed. Then I thought, oh, no, now I'm not drinking this coffee. I'm drinking. I stopped, man. And then one day I went in some coffee shop, and I said, I like coffee. I have this strong affection or energy come also. I can't control my speech. They say, if you like coffee, you can drink decaf. And decaf is not in coffee. Okay, I try decaf. Then I started decaf drinking. Very, very interesting. Uh, uh, this coffee have some lots different affect your mind. Sometimes coffee drink your mind come let her go down, and down. Very classy, very classy. If you're not drinking coffee and your mind have more nature, if you're drinking coffee, meow, and after that, meow, like that. Very interesting, sometimes if you sometimes boring at your home, then you drink coffee and you watch your mind. Oh, down. That's funny. Yeah. 세상다 당연하죠. 스트레스 유매 카돌라. 근데 와다지 스트레스 유진다면 용거라. 내주 가르쳐비나. 당고들라. 어 내주디 도자리 써야 돼. 삼로도 당겨 말해서 당보스. 먼저 스트레스 유야데 당고 가서나 내주 양이 가래 수수 가래 하고 요나면 나와 셰그로 와. 나와 다가나 도자리 먼저 진짜로 와. 다가나라다 스트레스 슈크처럼 나 쇠사레스. 저는 뒤내가라. 배나 배나 지난주 초보단 내가 싫어라고지. 네? 가지 라그로 왔다. 내가 쇼그레스로 와. 내가 쇼그레스. 가시 내가 요 말에 지지지 라면도 당할 내가 맨날 뺏사 그래. 심대 마셔셔. 내가 들라 가가 돼. 내가 되셔나 개문등에 내가 신다 제조로. 내가 되셔나 개문등에 내가 신다 제조로. 당원에 보스 코랑가 갈래가 용구 말에 람나 아는 가 뒤뒤 삼다름지. 예미 미 담은들라는 가 개문도로. 산산 미 찍찍 들어도 가서 띵오네리 텐제네. 스트레스 먹고 차대고. 오늘 다 미니저 코랑게. 다시는 내가 용만은 당 왔더니 답시 쳐고래 봐. 심미시 뒷바루를 미신다 가르쳐야 심대 제고 말해야 돼. 망부지가 어디 심대 지고다.
In terms of stress, the causes and conditions behind it can be many, but when the condition comes to your mind and appears bad, it would, whether it's bad or good, it would be important not to believe that appearance so strongly and cling to it. In one sense, the condition of believing that and clinging to it just makes the stress worse. So if friends are talking and someone says, "Oh, I'm going through difficulties, I lost my job," and then, in dependence on that, you might worry about losing your own job. But at that time, it's not yet reality. So this is a very attitudinal thing. In reality, your employer hasn't let you go yet, but you might start worrying around it. It would be much more practical not to pay too much heed to those possibilities and wait till reality. And then, if it is the case that you lose your job, you have the attitude, "I'll get another."
미 내가 쓰고 뭐지 내가 미 쓰고요 말아라. 심대 제고만 다 돼.
Yeah, I mean, one looks for a work doesn't come looking for you. It is no problem.
아니 Penaya tanda didawre, pena COVID dawina, the narsin chiglesha, oh, Koshi lesha, oh, the chiglesha la di, Michi Nidina lesha sidi, and the Susul go dawa chikashi ijishigora. Take this ta sing senora, draw. Could live na me COVID mogo, chamba jamjo yore, narsinda mi nimare, michik needs a sausage and shido yore. And so how could we more than this? 다
Yeah.
COVID 거의 인상 신나시 거는 뭐지 저기 먼저 알코올 중디 날씨는 배지 니말이라도 미래들이 돈도 거래 그런 호스피탈 난도다 하고 그래 미가지 나제 괜찮은 시기도 와 아니 참바 도자야 때문에 미망고 시도거든 지금 저 하고는 COVID 찍래샤 니래샤라데 아니 신나로 오지 이 신나죠 뭐다 스스스 돼 사자데 지구인데 지구체 대샤나 되로 칼라사차 칼라심부사네 자 심부동 아니 곰자 도부님도 나와 지부체 돼 에, 돌아다 두스레미 심레데 람상 액셉트 시아지도 람상 데딜레샤 베사레 선로 스스 직스 스스 사제데 충주 시부서 시작도 진짜인데 딜레야 낭배출라 나와 람킬세 나와 람디 키로세 나와라 미기 담에도 통하다 암저 담에도 코웨게 디 람사 디직 레니르스 타주 마제베세요 다 개말에 날씬로 거 찍래나 당아라 수수 삽사 같이 오래 아니 데블링 용즈체로 아니 파즈드도 도와지 가르 삽사 가르치고도 도저체 아니 저와지 예를 믿으들이나 딱 깨졌체네 탑 삽사 치미셨을라 심대 채고 말해 심대 채바당 삽사 채원이 로가래 강 무망고지 데 믹스 제작다 심대 마찬가지나 삽사 지금 해버려 시티 말해 그래서 심대 채바당 삽사 채원이 빼들 로가래 디디디 당겨 말했어
So and then there not only the cases of employment, but look like this COVID thing. And then people make a deal. Oh, it's in Nelson. Oh, it's in Christchurch. Well, whether it's actually come or not, until it is the reality for you, there's not much point in projecting around that. I mean, think about it. People are dying from other things constantly. People get colds and get really sick. How many people are suiciding in our cities, in Nelson and so forth, that we don't know? How many people are, not just COVID, but how many people are suffering from alcohol and in hospital due to that and dying from other conditions? And yet people say, oh, COVID this, COVID that, COVID 1, COVID 2. It makes such a big thing, and then, but if you just remain, happily in your place, in your space, have good food, drink tea, be with your friends, this is really important. And then accept the situation has not yet come, and it would be important, we say in Dharma, not to have a very narrow kind of view. Narrow means that you're so susceptible to what you see and what you hear. In that sense, don't take all of that on. Of course, be practical, kind of limit your travel if you have to, and the interactions with others, not so much lessen them, but take care around them when you talk to them. Now, what's very important here is there's a difference between worry and taking care. They're not the same things. It is good to take care, but worry, there's no benefit in that. Trouble is, we mix them.
어디 여치 제단데서 곰잡나 하고 그래 네 지에 심데리도 삽삽치기도 곰마잖아 하고 말데
So this is something we can know through meditation. Am I worrying, without reason, or am I taking care? Big difference.
예, 곰들라 제곰색이요래 제곰 너 같이 곰 잡스디네 그제 미크로 가오르다네 그 우마담바데 데곰 잡데 데지고라고 말 곰세야데 야첨버레스로 학과도 영어도 곰데 만전 제곰색 그래서 제곰체나 셈바 시버디 소야 강리디 동네치도 걸 미과 찍으면 곰자도 곰자들인가 강에 가야 말해. 곰디야 란사도 미디 뒤진에 두고 차도 미세 저런 곰디 내가 지금만 더 아니 저런 반나게 로고 감nen데 그래 저 곰자도 저거 둘둘둘 저런 곰디 가르자고 있는
Okay.
아니 감nen데 그래 되는 수준 없죠 제래야
So, in that sense, the meditations we should do should have effect. They should be reflective, not just that you make this pose, you close your eyes, you look up, and you think, oh, I'm meditating. Actually, the premise, the context of meditation is vast, huge. And a lot of the meditations we do are analytical meditations so that we keep our mental peace and we don't take problems on, we don't let them affect us. But if you just kind of make this show and then sit like you're single-pointedly focused and you think, oh, I'm in meditation. But then in some cases, when you have a problem with your friends and things come up, your friends could say, oh, what's up with you? You're supposed to be meditating, but your behavior is actually worse. So what's the benefit of that? That pretense.
Maybe even say, oh, your meditation making your ego me strong. Your ego makes strong. Maybe your meditation do ego meditation. I'm doing meditation. I'm meditating. They don't know. I'm no. You know, this is you do ego meditation. Develop your ego. Yeah, just sometimes 이러다 곰nya 되잖아. 이거 메디테이션도 단지 곰nya 냥가 전부 다. 란지지 곰nya 냥가 전부 다. 좋아. 네 곰잡사되네 왜 탁부 차고 이렇게 지셔서면 요 미신다 계시는 남산 돌란도 이거 메디테이션 적거는 어딘데 연구를 돼. 곰nya 망고 열다. 빼 망고도 와야 돼.
Yeah. There's a danger there that the meditation can feed the delusion of self-grasping and self-cherishing, so that when you meditate, your attitudes just become hard and more hard, and then as a result of that, quick to anger. I've observed that a lot.
진도 제단다 내주 내 용어가 남상 디 약불이 디 도자래세 타주 마셔서 때세 relax 채널 봐. 따제 채널 봐.
Okay. What's being said is that when conditions come up, be they good or bad, don't decide definitively at once. Analyze and relax.
다디 섬로디 갓두 이나다요. 마 계제시기 네 계제셔야 돼 밀레 팬도도 미도로. 아니 지 레가라고도 지도 있는 게 레가 쳐야 돼 밀레 팬도도 미도로. 이제 상당히도 하고 아니 네 계정뭐 쉬어라도 하잖아. 네 밀레 팬마도 나나 아니 다디 팬도문도 다 간대시고는 아니 비지 쉬우지 지고야 개면도 알아. 비지 짠짠시는 팬도면 아니 비지 쉬우지는 다 가져오라.
It's attitudinal, isn't it? It's mental. So whatever action, if you're talking, constantly checking, is this helping the other beings or not? And when you're working, is this helping the other beings or not? Perhaps if it's not important and not beneficial, apart from looking busy, what's the benefit of doing all those things?
그래서 어디디 즉 스트레스 인데 연매 가들라 아니 가시에 가는 스트레스 유스 양자 태워서다 어딘데 가들라 아니 마데스 캄다운 쳐버렸어 루체네 삼로당 아니 된데를 곰 잡젠다 오네디 주카레도 젠카레도 로 네 삼로당나 아니 란슈게 베 시와로지 차요야 요레스로
So there are cases self gets stressed, others get stressed. Important to be able to calm down and reflect. Do a bit of meditation practice. What are the causes? What are the conditions behind this? Observing that.
근데 심대시라지 요 말이야. 심대 망고 워르셔도 심대 망보 제나 아니 스트레스 제 안데 수불 누구요 데 팅상데 팅두게 멤버 하고도 저는 나자카시 저는 스트레스 저리에서 진 라고도 스트레스 데 심대 망보 치고래 라고도 이나데 모던 메디신다 멤버라 데 심대 세야 그 탑란 요 말에다 매럽시 니 구야로 시대는 메시지 탑란 요 말에 탑란데 가래요 가와 연락서는 당에 나가서 지 가서 다 같이 오면 준다 하나님 용도 셰비나 아니 먼저 낭베게 하고도 벽 낭데 리바디나라 아니 심대 용도다 그 탑란다 셰브저다 봐
Right.
로종게 냠는데도 셰브저 대거도 로종데 시 야고요 저는 때 로종데 저거면서 람산지 유튜브로 지 강어 탭으로 진행이 로제 검년 데 용어 말다 데 단대 주술라 냥가 태래 하버드 유튜브다 아니 탭된다나 팅산다 뭐마이나 배도와이나 상황게 냠내 망고 쉬버지 팅산 유튜브다 된다나 뜬샤다
Yeah, chapter.
뭐마 상황 주고 김생 가려서나 그 베이직 디 매베 뮤직라 냠내 데 체베이나 페나 지나서 팅산 여러 타드 아이 오픈 시니로 하드 자로 오픈 시니로 근데 망고 여러 두줄라 두줄게 삼로 타야라 베이직 냠내 로총아 뉴스 냠내 체제베질라 두주 시고요 말해 다 팅산 상만나라 뜬샤라 하고도 팅산 디 리기나 직 신이 되게야 직 자고미야다 된데 주제데 단제 럽기도와 밀. 제 누에 첨부 여 람삼 직 필링 레그래. 이나 디 파삼나 여보 다 마시나나. 아니 뇽바 소 뇽바. 아니 곰 가르자스나. 아니 아 뇽바 차야게 곰디 제고요다. 셈뇨야 곰 제고.
Oh, okay.
뇽바 차거다. 삽사치미 제 차나서 디 유튜브 다 탭다면 로지 곰 맞아미 지. 하고도 지 하드 자그라는 지 오벤이 하드 자로 오벤 제용 되니나.
So then it is the case that the excessive mental thought, the worry, increases the stress and has an effect on the body. Well, even doctors are recognizing that. They'll say, oh, you're sick because you're stressed, because you're worrying too much. But really, how much help can medicine help in terms of stress, except for perhaps giving you a better sleep? But I would say, from the context of Buddha Dharma, particularly within that context, Tibetan Buddha Dharma, there are a lot of techniques to tame the mind, to turn the mind, to train the mind, to help with stress. But in order to do that, some effort has to come from one side. You need to study a bit. It is not just like watching YouTube and getting the answer, or studying books and getting the answer. There's a danger there with YouTube and everything in books. It never used to be the case. Previously, like in Tibet, a lot of these teachings were secret at that time and not basic, not just for a beginner. So if you hadn't had that 15, 20 years experience, you wouldn't try out these practices. Things like how to open the third eye, how to open the heart chakra. These wouldn't have been commonplace previously. Yes, there is very much a kind of power in those practices, in those tantric practices, but there's a danger if you start to try to access them early on. They could be the conditions under which you get difficulty with your winds and your meditation could become crazy meditation. There are cases where people have even hurt themselves through meditation. So the notion of YouTube and just books, it would be better to have a valid source and study that.
If you do reading these books, great books, and watching YouTube people talking this, in the chakra open, in the heat meditation, those things, you do like that. Sometimes your meditation go wrong, you become crazy. Then you go call mental heart.
Yep.
And the doctor said, "Oh, this is your mental crazy is very unusual. I can't do that. This is where it's come from. Where is this mental crazy coming there?" I met some people. Okay, I talking this very careful. People are very exciting. People like exciting. Be be more stable. One part, and don't too much choosing there. They everywhere beginning. Stay one part. Just put effort. 사저 찍을 때는 고주 그래서 가사 걸로 툭툭툭 채나 아니 네 연구 말해 네 편도 말해
It would be better to make one valid path and stick to it, not to scatter all over the place. There's no benefit in that.
네 연구를 다 해서 어디에다 이제 롭종 생기 거도 롭종 대시 규카르도 게임카르도 너 당분에 나서 알아서 네 저런 망보지 그러다 이모션 라고도 소화 타고들 내용도 네 내가 불라 근데 마 뉴르다야다 근데 규제인 가르카르 예매당 근데 마 매우서야 탑랑 카르 예매 늦어더라 아니 로정체 곰 잡치기나 디디하고 요래서
So it is good to know what are products of the mind, to study the mind in terms of causes and conditions. I mean, we talk about having strong emotions and feelings, and to sometimes overwhelming. So to be able to know how to lessen those, to be able to know what are the causes and conditions behind them, and then to be able to remove those invalid emotions. To that end, we need to meditate.
어디 스트레스 뉴다게 탑람식 제로아 다디 쪼다 수수 삼단다라 라레게 요래 삼에 보담베 이너로
Yeah. So then, really, the supreme method to remove stress is very much within your mental attitude. That is it.
다디네 베낭하는서 단대내당 강에 전부 퇴다 잠물린 거는 퇴대래 알아서래 대발 파주 주주치엘 강에 요래 다 신다 파셔네 미가제 디 백신메나 니 사가나를 도초 말이라지 니 배 사가나게 레가 진일레 강에 자디 강에 싸워르지래도 다디 잡종 담면다 지 가시에게 담면다 지 요르니 요르 숨요르 시데 가리 시라지 하고 해자미도 다 등산 제산 딜레스스 개지셔디 다 닝제다 매즈디 닝제 니마직 대도이나 되는가 배 아니 수수 저와 닝제 대야배 동에 좀 되게 닝제
네.
제외기 수수 연용기 미드들라 수수군에 자와 제 동에 다 닝제를 기승에 마셔나시 동에 텐도기 닝제다 좀 되게 닝제 텐도 닝제디 가서 정말로 연구요래데 좀 되게 닝제디 연구 말셔다 다좀 되게 닝제디네 미래를 시제 당부 수수 튀래예 지 파마 빈자 톡보 총모 내가 내로 어디줄라 아니 닝지 직당 동에 데 통도 동에도 껴야게 수수 뉴바유나 답시 가르치고도 어디서 제제 소화디 니 닝지단데 매고네 소제토비나 다 답랑 약쇼데레스로 심대시라 제고 말해서로 좀블링 다시 심대 쉬우치기도
So, yeah, contemporary in the countries, the conditions are such that in the world we can't travel as we used to, and the notion of the vaccine, whether should one take it or not, and then with regards to one's friends, one's workers, and so forth. So, in a sense, protecting from that, the best thing is to think. For example, it's the case that sometimes one won't be able to go to a restaurant, or within the restaurant, the co-workers can't stay. The workers can't stay anymore if they're not vaccinated. What are the protections 1, 2, and 3? So all these sorts of conditions. The best thing around that is if you can just be compassionate. Be compassionate for like a day. So we've talked about the levels of compassion. The first one is, being able to protect others with your attitude of compassion. So those to your left, those to your right, the nearest and dearest. We talked about those two levels of compassion. First is that it's a natural wish that beings do not suffer. But the second level of compassion is to take personal responsibility to remove that suffering for them. in that context, those close to you, the parents, the friends, the loved ones, the work associates, if you have the potency or potential to actually be responsible for them and remove the worries they're going through, then do it. Why worry? There's so much in the world already.
다 제장 내가도 스타가랑 냠뇨셰라.
Yeah.
아니 산주다 만다나 센나 심델링도 가르스나 산주 나나 도게 냠냠이 야가제 시문도
Yeah.
야가제니요 말이.
Yeah. From my experience, then if you take heed of a lot of the news, you start to think a lot. And to be honest, a lot of the news is quite negative, not positive. That's a condition to think a lot.
하지다 그래다 심대션이 시다 평 말해. 라 그래서 심대대 지에 평도 뭐 이나가 저 삽삽치 로 삽삽치 로 삽삽치 거야지 계지 말해. 당부 로 수수수고다 거야 보자. 수고다 거야 보다 칼라도 야고사야. 가시 칼라 야고 삽사면도 와 갈래쇼 겹겹겹겹 가드이나 상외지잖냐. 칼라 장모 까모 칼라 쥐로 주면 아니 수불을 쥐고라 수불을 슈고라야 아니 요 말해 되네 아니 독제보다 나 안 배샤스스 선조도 제대 양면간을 로 가시는데 제가 배샤스스 칼라 줘 슈지사 아니 간선질로 나안 배샤스 저 맨디 제대 맹간을 제니 소리 좀 그거는 배샤스 수부 따지는 되더라 맨 싸움하러 나는 얼마 세르네 곰발 디데마 따두디 여러 칼라 야고사마 연락이 칼라 야고사 파 졸라당면 간서 가시 칼라베 교사 이제 맨강도 맨그림 봐 콘침보르도 등산으로 봐
Yeah.
뉴질랜드에 있나요 제 맨슝구에 수수지 된다 레지던트 시티즌인데 있나요 그 중기 따도 야고도 와 간서 자갈 텐데 슝구 따도 지난 슝구 맨강에다 여래 배갈래 하고 슝구 맨강을 도고서는 알레베 베데 반디 코란이 많이 좀 돼야 된대. 주 망다네 전 미망다네. 지나에 자가 슝 빼러 봐. 맹털 맨주 맹간도 저 지게바단 슝도 슝 직추잖아요. 야고요래야. 이 슝 맹간 날이야 추잖아. 권천부터인데 야고라 그러더래. 아, 다깔래 요런 세상. 세상도 칼라디 야고 마세나나 수분내들래. 수분나들래나 배샤디 젤 맹간라 계셔라 맹간 죽었어요.
In terms of the mind, the worry is of no benefit at all, no help at all. However, one does need to take care. You need to take care of your health, the food you eat, and then in that sense you will be fit. There are some people who put so much effort into their work, they don't take care of their diet, eat cold food, whatever, but the body needs nutrients, and the money you're working so hard to get then ends up being spent at the hospital.
Your money go hospital.
Your money's gone to hospital. I observed this even in the monastery when I was in South India. I used to think, well, health is very important. Some of the monks, they had such poor diet, they didn't take care. They ended up going to hospital and the medications are really expensive. Well, here in New Zealand, that might be okay because you have a good medical system. All of the cause and conditions are in place. But in India, it was different. Sometimes if you had to go to a government hospital, you'd be in a queue for 1 or 2 days trying to wait to get seen. So yeah, the diet of the body is important so that money doesn't go straight to the hospital. These are all meditations. You can reflect on them. These are all meditations with wisdom as their support. And when you have discriminating intelligence, your meditation gets better.
등산 건저 딜라거든. 저런저 intelligence 디 배샤 망고선이들 intelligence 나디 intelligence 지금에서 배샤 망고선이 민용바도 지금 디 배샤지고 상무다르와 아니 와르멘드 낭메다 아니 미망고 수수 employed 라자 두zo 배 tied 데로와 아니 kuyu thola tang si company tu pesha mangbos and zambling mi mangol kang te ni pesha sonye tu intelligent mare tu ngone thane ki kupa ku gyana da tu ngone tu ningje yuro 통고를 nga de intelligent 통고요 말해서 까지 intelligent 지기 어래서
yeah. Some people think intelligent quotient is financial. I don't put much heed into that. I think that's a crazy type of emotional intelligence. Put so much energy, stress on the environment just by getting wages or being able to pay and getting tired as a result, harming the environment and the world. So the world has become, in that sense, financial focused. That's not really emotional intelligence. Actually, that is, I see it as an object of compassion. Because really create the cause for more suffering.
semje mang bo ser wa da konjero semje mang bo ser wa ale 다가랑 다 장가야 말아 konjo tundu mang bo ser wa 아니 미 mang bo la ta kang ye 되기도 와 그는데 무슨 바와 당 배샤 당 딘델이야 아니 그는데 테레미시 신다 개야 말아다 아니 페머스 차로 이제 페머스 차는 가래래 페머스 차는 가래래 시대든 개야면도 알아 여러 페머스 차는 메가 잭슨 시자래다 그 배샤 상마 샤자 민들하다 다 그런 가와께요 가라 하고야 말아
So in that sense the many, to that end of the financial motivation, the many sentient beings die. You can't count the numbers that die, and humans suffer as a result. So, in that sense, the motivation is power or the motive is money, or even fame. But if the motivation's fame at the time of death, you can't take that with you. Once you die, that's gone. Michael Jackson had to die and go on, leaving behind money. Who knows where he might be now?
Michael Jackson famous, right?
Yeah, he was famous, right?
Yeah, he was famous. Yeah. Famous is a
So is there much benefit in name and fame?
세상에 수수 닝제단 때문에 저제도나 디 아니 수수 기회요라 수수 드링기오면 산닝 기회요라 어디래 아니 수수 기회면 수수 초부 초무 레가레로 상마 기회요라 기시미도 있는 기회요라 디나 디지 데려봐 디지세 데려다면서 데려다
But if you have a compassionate attitude, whatever you do, you'll be happy today. If you're not happy today, you'll be happy tomorrow. And your friends will be happy about that. Your work colleagues, all around you will be happy. Your cats and dogs, your pets.
정말 지워. 들어봐. 어디제다 아니 딘딘도다 도서 곰 잡는 연구입니다. 곰 잡고 투즈데 따로 데라 곰 잡 수수수 또 투즈 땅제 전도 많차다 산니말리 그래 대 분석하셔 싸워 가셔도 양도 곰지 잡님도 쇼베네 건다서 곰지 잡로 아니 디지메다 산니네 수수수 니만나 데데데 갸우tum나 야고요레스
All of those things need meditation, which takes effort, which takes time. And most of you have been coming here on Sunday. We've been doing the daily meditation practice, but for those that are new, there's something you can take home and do on a daily basis from morning to night. And what comes first is that we motivation. Right, so now checking one's posture as we sit together. So posture should be straight and gently closing the eyes.
다 지리니 시중에 미수수 매제데 닝지단 덴뱅원에 신을 편도에 셈바 상고지 지도가 지금 섬제 어두스 꼼시캡쇼 아스.
So please motivate that from today, in the context of one's life, one will have a compassionate attitude of benefiting others.
다 담자진 다 이마 드리네지 내주 야니 돈이 그래 다음에 나게 셈바 수수 닝지든 덴바데 가두이나 냐제 르당금이 선 담자지.
Yeah. Now one makes a personal resolve or commitment, whatever comes up in this life, be it good or bad, one's mind will never be separate from the compassionate attitude. Make that resolve.
다 딘데 셈디 수수 닝게 난데라 왜 가고지 그런 신지 유 텐바 어떤 데지 상담나야 왜 상상.
It's good to reflect that the nature of that compassion is at the level of your heart and the nature of white light.
왜 다 가고 공부하는 줄 셈바 딘데지 누가 첨부지 유 텐 가고 공부했어.
Now one should rejoice thinking that that one's mind has that potency, that power. Rejoice in that.
왜 다 우중 공자인다. 다 나군이네야. uk야ringbo je tenwa andang zo di ta khangba di na la kusung tu din dang den de ani sung ju chue mang ba she we chin lab ga ga lab ni ba di zang din na gu ne chu ten ye na gu na chu le du zang ga la ani me tan da dang gi sem ne we ga bo ji ning ji gu gom ji jab wa an di ga la ma tu du de din be ani chin lab da we se di be ya de chen bo su bu na ne an be su bu sang we ran xin ju je ani 수분하게 스트레스 당 anxiety 당 depression 다 톡바 남도 가래요 심기 강에도 뭐 가래요 상마 수분안에 봐 텐소 우파단도 우파 텐소 ten 어두스 콤데스 잡쇼스.
Now the breathing exercise. So focus on the long inhalations and exhalations through the nostrils. And imagine that when you breathe in, we get the blessings of the enlightened body, speech, and mind of the enlightened ones represented in this room. Also, in the form of sound, many Dharma teachings have taken place here. That sound has form and has a blessing with it. So that comes in through your nostrils. And as we reflected before, the nature of compassion, white light at the heart, as a result, that becomes strengthened, and one's body then becomes in the nature of white light. And as you breathe out, long breath out, any mental worry, discursive thoughts, stress is expelled.
that's is lu dewa da. Samba be zangmuzanya be tengse wejiran shinjin chu tangma tende na shi simde chaso tengores.
Now think, the body is in the nature of bliss, the mind is clear, translucent, like clear water. Reflect.
Waya da yangya subu de dan de wash daje. Ani mig de ya dan thari mig zum yu mares da. Ani de subu de dan gewa de su zhongbo de. Gewa zhongbo de keju mangbo yore subu de dan de. Gewa zhongbo zu de ani mig na zima subu ramba bse shaje. Subu je khlo shi shi raw jirwa. De je de ngel subu de. Ani de nyang zo breathing meditation je uk 근데 당기 오른 보다 다른 옥통하지 주당 파나 셰바시 디스데스.
So now, again checking the posture, but this time gently opening the eyes. We do longer meditation, eyes focused on the bridge of the nose. Very important to check your posture again, upright and yet relaxed. The trunk, as it were, should be straight, spine and shoulders balanced, so then one's relaxed. And again, bring your attention back to the breath. So as previously we did long breaths, this time we'll make the breaths shorter. So just focus on those faster breaths.
옥디스 하코스는 장가자들 옥수 땅 파단지가 옥수 땅이에서 파땅이 셰바톤에 아니지 니 숨시 장강아서 보시죠. 양자가 레스는 양양자 징내가서 보시죠. 양자가서 볼레스는 양자가서네 직서 만에 징내가서 보시죠. 정화자서
Chungasasana.
드네 삼샤제 아니 셈 다다와 디가라네 하고 다다와 심시와 잠보지도 디요 하고 지금은 심디 컨디션도 따지 되는 디요.
So once you have gained awareness of just breathing, short inhalations and exhalations, once you've recognized that, you can begin to count the cycles of breath. We count one inhalation and exhalation as one cycle. So we count up to 5 cycles of that, meaning 5 inhalations and exhalations. Once we get there, we begin the count again of 1 up to 5. Then we do a third set of 1 up to 5, making 15 cycles all up. At the end of the 15 cycles, just rest in the present moment and observe peace of mind.
Oh yeah. Other the basic meditation rest watching to you. 그래서 주제 예조이나 대대리를 감nga 생각하는 감정을 차로도 하는. 전도 갈래다 거셔야 된다. 주릉부 산데 대레비 인자 그래서 주제 타마데 곰탕가자데 뉴슈 숨주 십주 응업주인데 장가 미티 자도이나는 셈바디 뎀르 도그레스로 그래서 사바도이나 아니 이말에 대전에 까마 숨숨잖아 까마 쥐도가 까마 쥐나 베이직 메디테이션 차도고 제가 되게 곰시 있어야지 되게 당보들 곰시 있어야지 네 남산직 셈주어야 당 직심시와 용야다 주요야로 하면 당보서서 곰시 있어 그래서 곰시 곰잡 수부대단도 말을 때 곰시 있어요 근데 내 곰잡 근데 내 곰도 니마 망부 잡스나 근데 내 수수수 냠뇽다면 용 그랬어
So what we've just been through is like the basic meditation, and if you can find time to do each of those 3, then that's just like 15 minutes, 3 sections of 5: motivation, breathing exercise, breathing meditation. And some of you have been coming to more Sundays previously, so when you actually count the cycles, you can go 20, 30, 40, 50, and what you will find is if you're able to count the cycles of breath up to 50 and so forth, the mind will start to have much more stability and recollection. But those that just want to keep it short, at least there could be, 3 sessions of 3 minutes, which would just be 10 minutes a day in terms of breathing meditation. What's important at the outset is that we make it a habit. We become habituated to meditating every day. So therefore, what's been said is that the mind does not change at once. You don't suddenly become happy or peaceful. It takes time. So in that sense, one creates a habit of meditating, and then you do steadily day by day. And over time, if you're able to do steadily day by day, you'll find that different sorts of experiences come up.
다들 내가 닝지 동해 좀 되게 닝지 검단데라 탑람 망보 쉽지 유에나네 다 단단해 탑람도 삼람 좀봐 숨 쉬지 마 셰샤나라
Now, talking about great compassion, that type of altruistic resolve that is responsible, those 3 or 4 methods to cultivate that.
다 미유디 마음바랑에 심지 탐제기 동해 세와당 대화든 뭐 지도 지기스로 미유디 체로 대체 중에 단다 수수치레 왜 미딜라 다 미직직직체제 닝지 공고를 메시지 근데 수수치레 칸냥라닐라 유니 미지여와 당고 미직라 곰 당고 미직라 와 미유디에 마음방에 심지 탐제기 동의세도 지기 이네 practice 단단한 미직라 지기 있더라 도스체는 고조고를 했다
So the way to begin this is really your focal object is all sentient beings existing to the limits of space, and the thought is to be able to remove their suffering and its causes and place them in final bliss. But in terms of practice, one does this with those who you are close to. Those you are very close to, that one person that's very close to you, begins in a practice sense as your focus, but ultimately the long-term view is all living beings.
And nowadays, lots of people think practice all sentient beings be happy or less suffering, or I want to benefit, I want to be happy, or making world peace, and looking big, talking big picture, and then but daily life, real life, you're dealing with your one friend, very struggling in it. You're talking all sentient beings benefit, all world become peace. Just tackling your partner. One person not making you happy. How to make you happy? Or people, Impossible, right? Impossible. Impossible, right? Impossible. Right? Are
That's the word.
Okay, correct. Pass. Yeah. Cheers, I think some people think some are a little bit talking English, a little bit talking Tibetan. What are you talking now? This is making I'm making you entertaining. Yeah. I'm your entertaining, making laughing. Okay, making broken English, making you happy. That's fun. 제가 다 김제 당보디就是 틸레 미찍디로 아니 미임바 찍버려 당고 삼는데 당으로 당용 공으로 당용 공으로 당고 당용 아니 미임바 찍버려 삼는데 당으로 서로
First point, just that person that you're very close to, immediately at hand. Equanimity, we are both human.
Then the second one is I want happiness and he or she want happiness. I don't want suffering. She or he don't want suffering. Exactly the same. No different. No different. Right? Second one. Third one, you recognize how benefit in my life. You need to recognize. Some people don't recognize. Some people think a little bit boring. I'm boring. This person too long live together. If you appreciate how benefit in your life, you never bored. This person is people have lost good quality there. Everyone have good quality, positive, negative. If you're looking positive side, you see positive. If you're looking negative, you see negative. This is different. You see. You're watching, right? You're watching, right?
Yeah, from your view.
Yeah, from your view, yeah. Okay, haptic. Tiri redo 따당 redo 스스생 다 미지고 말 잘라래 저는 잘라대 스스 셈바디 기부러 오지 유나 아니 잘라 강바도 정말 야구로 싫어 스스 셈바디 기부러면은 정말 정확한 일로 닝바로 제가 유도라디.
It is very much the way we see, isn't it? Not just with people, but with things. Like when we're happy, our house, our stuff looks really good. But when we're not happy, it's old and it smells. It's strange, no? Okay, so make the mind happy. Yeah, we are focusing on the good qualities of mind.
아니 강의시 태위는 강의대야 그 냠내를 키워요. 다 낭배가 등이 로조 냠내 시에서 동행람도 키워. 세단람도 키워. 저절람도 동행람도 키워 봐. 컨트롤람도 키워서 되는데 요러다. 동행람도 키워요.
Okay, and sufferings, difficulties will come, sufferings will come, but as I mentioned before, this is mind training. You use that suffering as a condition. You use the fear, you use the anger, you take it.
I think first some people heard this word, suffering take your path, right?
Yeah, so to take the suffering into the path.
It's not easy. Just you don't believe that. Impossible like that. I have this experience. I heard this word. How can coming like that, right?
Huh?
I think now it seems 32 years. After 32 years, I a little bit recognize now. Little bit, not much. For example, thinking sometimes my relative has sometimes have some problem. sometimes I have some sick, some headache or some hay fever. And sometimes some people give a little bit of complaint and begging blah blah blah. And then my mind go ding comes on sometimes, you know, stress or maybe I usually not really use much these words. Some coming unheavy. And this thinking that time, oh, this is me karma. Maybe I did something. I didn't do this life, nothing much harm these people. Maybe my past life, I may harmed those people. This reason they're harming me, they're making me upset. And also sometimes, looking like this, it makes you also there was Lenen Tamji Chilata, Kunakani Chokum said, Ra, Susu, Danzig Ongi, Ranjin Zinji Ongi, and Susan Judge Remishuji. Oneshana, mi Fijok Susan Joke Mare, mi pa Susu. That not Jawangajili Jevin and Yamishigoro, and I Jawanga Milfa, never Jevinza. Mi dizong a sedil never that. That is jetting egg, prolonging never chasm. Oh, that Dixon. Tangarang Yama laying in was ever David Mison, that Dixon, Kawakumiato. That Yawachasm, Dixon. Do you not there's Madu? I bet to Jaro. That is some Danji. Oh, that Dixon, I don't aging mail. Laying in bed David Mail chasm. Bena Polon, Mugana Polon, Polon Mevachana, and Kiwiora, dead man Kiwiora, Tenajiro.
Yeah, the mind training of banish all blames into one, or meditate on the great kindness of all, we can really trace our problems to ego clinging and concern for ourselves alone. We cannot point finger at others. In terms of my experience, I try to practice with the idea of past lives, so that when some difficulty happens, oh, that debt is gone now. The non-virtue has ripened upon oneself, and I rejoice in that regard. It's like you no longer have a debt to the bank. Why allow the condition for you to be all upset? No longer have debt to the bank.
Oh, dindere chaza. Ani, susutile yunje midi. Susutile yue midi. Kadin chimbo yinba samdaya ta kejimbo shujire siro.
And the second notion of meditate on the great kindness of all, just remembering how kind those who are close to you are.
Ta di yawoji semna lives nana ani dinde midi la jik dunghe ro ji thong do dunghe de taw nge chigu do stene stamno de lives jaja lives.
Now, if you can reflect on the kindness of those who are close to you when they go through difficulties, the thought will come to you, oh, may I bear that suffering for them 100%? May I take it on?
가르스나 미디 수술에 편도 쳐가지 통연디 아니 수술 가기도 안 믿으려고 수술 가스나나 아니 표절 동에 요 통데 람산 동에도 텐데게 제와 동에 좀더 저도 자자잘리기도 하고.
Yeah, and why would that be? Because under the condition of that person having been kind to you in terms of helping you, you like them. So when they go through sufferings and difficulties, then the thought will come, well, may they be free from those sufferings. I myself will cause them to be. It comes, no?
Then you complete change your relationship, And some people relationship is before start maybe money relationship, money friend, If there's some money, I want to be friend because then I got lots of money. This is your money friend. Money friend, money finish, And some friend, oh, this is so beautiful. I mean, like, if you're beautiful, gone, and your friend gone, some draw this 닝지고, 카도 닝지고, 입 닝지고, 닝지고들라, 망버지 닝지고, 다 저거 디고라다, 다 그러서 미상으로. 아니 닝지고들 매번 차대, 아니 다 relationship 보긴 차도다고. 그래서 미유고라 닝지고들 가르면 이제 미들 가요 말아.
If your focus is color and shape, and you put a lot of effort into color and shape, but that changes, then the relationship is broken because your initial focus was color and shape, not the person.
This is the relationship the 고즈야 the 가르래다 미유 가르래다 배샤래다 닝제우래다 야면은 밀라 쇼업 시에도 걸 주고 있으러 봐.
Oh,
가셔야 된대도 말 뻔나 이 쇼업 지기도. 이 쇼업 지하게 말 쇼업 전 가르핑 그래. 날래서도 녀다 열어야.
here one is checking one's motivation for a relationship. Is it financial? Is it beauty? Is it the fact that you want to show off such and such a one? Well, what's the benefit in showing someone off?
제가 다 트레이닝 relationship 교당 그래. 미팅 알아 펜토 인자 알데 수 펜토 아니다 앞에 파 펜토 그랬어 봐. 삼로 데레면서 신다 베샬에 따고 말해. 닝제 원래 따고 말해. 나 미기 교성아.
Yeah.
미기 교성하다. 미기 교성아.
So here there's a mental attitude change with relationships, not just that the person might help you with money, or be beautiful, but that notion of how they were kind to you through benefiting you. So therefore the only thing is to benefit them. So right away there, focal object change.
지단데 닝제 보세요. 수 삼단나지래도.
Is beauty not in your mind?
뭐야?
Isn't it?
지심지 가스는 창원 닝제 통한 거라. 심 마가나네 니 여말이야.
The mind is in a state of joy. It sees everything as beautiful. If not, you may not see that way.
다 쌤데 지웠어요. 곰 잡네. 곰데 잡나니 야고요라.
Well, to make the mind at peace, best method is to meditate.
다드네 딘 미직라인데 차로. 다드네 미니 미som 아수수게 낭미 토고 통모 레갈레로 두두두두세. 통모 수수예영기 미디jel라니 데게 지 제외게 심 야고 제투버 충분히나. 다점블린 시디요야 레로여다. 오네여다.
So one begins with that one person close, and then you extend it out to 2, 3, 4, your family, your friends, your work colleagues, and then in dependence on that affection you've cultivated at the outset, then there's a chance for world peace.
이 거도 지금 준대다 뒤서 거도 럽종 때 치도나 야고요래 그런스로 이제 낭배 나라가서 낭배 쳐디 규단 제부 남샤디 쉬우시게 여러봐
Well,
뒤서 빼 편도 전부래도 뭐에네지 러다 고 말아서 찔러직 때네 줍된 유지를 때는 마 줍된 유지 균제 그래서 찔러직 때네 중어로 봐고 남시 야고요와도 차와 야고요나는 가서 추 야고요와도 자 야고요와도 로도 야고요와 연구도 봐 남시 야고매 차와 야고지 마다나나 다가라나 가서 강요 태용구도 하지 규진라 잘려버다 세고 쉬어져 봐 당한도로 뭐에네지 데려 봐 저는 낭배 중에 딜랍고 데시게고 요래서 봐
but it is important that we put some effort in to study. It would be good to study from the point of view of Buddha Dharma. There are these cause and effect relationships of dependent origination, so much benefit if one can study that to see that all things and events are interdependent on each other. So for example, when the weather's good, the elements are good, the crops go well, rain comes on time, we can eat and so forth. These are all cause and conditions that allow us to practice properly and well, and they are dependent arising.
So I telling this is just I have some experience. I learned this Buddhism causes and condition and about the mind, psychology and about mind is very profound subject in very detailed explanation. And also they have lots of definitions. Laws have definitions. Mind has definition, and cause have definition. Condition have definition. Laws definitions, right? And this is for me lots benefit. This reason I'm sharing you, and most I think you like studying. And then I'm thinking those people been here Sunday. I think some people been 7-8 years now. And you can join maybe next turn. Okay, maybe Monday night. Some more beginning people more debug or course condition. I have thinking this course some maybe 7 weeks course. More learning more debug. You need a little bit need to go debug. But after you, I don't want pushing you. I don't like someone pushing me. I don't want you pushing you. just your choice. Okay. I may say make some offer for you. Some people need a little bit go deeper. Been here 7, 8 years, been in this class. Now you need a little bit level 2, not level 1, level 2, and level 3. Then you have some experience coming. Right? And also, I think thinking one thing is, for example, you've been here. I very appreciate, and sometimes just not thinking class or learning. This is your community. You thinking this is my community. It's very important. This community is for social service, and our aim is I'm sharing this people message, and different result is just your hand. If you do practice, you have result. You don't do practice, just me blah blah doesn't work. You know? Yeah. And this is my aim is people don't want I don't want to making people Buddhist, right?
Yeah.
Buddhist, and just helping, sharing me and explain this is my practice, my generously. Dharma, generous practice, may practice. And then you're thinking out funding some new community. You don't want the funding. This is your community, okay. And sometimes we have, for example, tonight we have Christmas. Just we live here and we do some Christmas. This is not Buddhist, but we do some friend for Christian people. Christmas party. Buddhism do their Christmas party. It's just name doesn't matter. If you want to join, you're welcome tonight. Right? We have eating good food and talking. And a little bit different experience. Different. Don't have alcohol. We don't have alcohol. Maybe some people bring. I don't know. Usually don't have some little bit naughty student. They bring some naughty student bring alcohol. I don't know who's naughty tonight. I don't know. Most in the juice and coffee and some people drink coffee. I don't know. I think tonight we don't have coffee. Philip's house. Philip don't like coffee. She is a very natural person. She has maybe lots of salad today. Maybe avocado. Avocado is very cheap. Nowadays, avocado is very cheap. The tonight loves avocado. And you be very careful. You're eating too much avocado. In India, capsicum, right?
The capsicum.
Capsicum is very cheap. We eat lots. Now I see. I don't want to eat. We eat too much. And tomato. Sometimes big bag, just 50 rupees. Big bag. It takes me 2 weeks. This tomato. Then we're making lots of tomato soup. This reason I see tomato. Yeah. And I went one year, Jumedandri, and then this Bengen, Duluma, Bengen. Duluma Sajua.
Oh,
Bengen.
one vegetable.
Bengen. Bengen is a vegetable. I don't know this name, Bengen. One vegetable in sometimes people cooking here. I think Bengen. Yeah. And in Jume monastery, and these local people, lots of farmers banking. Well,
Brinjal not away.
did the worship because the cucumber the water which says the
Yeah, it's like a lady's Lady's finger. I don't know the English. Opera, yeah, opera.
Oh, maybe something like that.
Something like that.
And then they give every day lunch 10 one leaf fried this vegetable,
Yeah, that one.
and lots oily. And then we put a little bit of water boiling. We not enough time. We have so busy schedule. Then later, and we give nickname there. This in India called there some Duluma, because of Duluma chance. The manager name is we call Duluma manager. Oh my! And the previous chance manager, he give almost the potato, and he nickname is potato manager. And our turn manager is and Duluma manager, and maybe tornado, maybe avocado manager. I'm joking. And monastery, manga like teasing, and they give you a nickname, Lord. If someone teasing you, if you're angry, they more teasing you. Yeah, if someone you teasing you, if you show angry, then more teasing because you lost your dirabakaza. Singular shilara.
Yeah.
Jaja mo chigri mo mangbu
Yeah, when you lose that peace of mind, you get teased more.
more.
You lose the concentration.
Yeah, quite very funny system. Lots laughing. Sometimes, one time, and from one monk, he's become graduate, Kishi, and that is lots offering, and his family come from in Tibet, and then one monk coming, and he said, "Oh, you have now your family coming here. I have 100,000 rupees. You have loan. Please give me now." And family said, "You have loan. Give me." He said, "No, I don't have." Family taking very serious. Making joke there. Family said, "Give money, give me." They bring lots of money out on the table. Sometimes we sleeping in the one room, seven monks sleeping together room, and one man loves snoring, like that. And we slowly take out, put it in the corn farm, we behind the corn farm. We put slowly, and he put it in the corn farm, and we have very good sleep. Then raining, he's well. He's knocking door. One day he's snoring. The tulogam jo kalaptre.
Pigs.
The tulogam ya jazia jo takta.
Yeah, pigs.
Pig, and we put it in nose, Sometimes we put the juice drinking pep,
Straw.
Put it in nose, and put it put the water, and 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 he's so hungry, and after that he sleep, and we put lots moisture,
Yeah.
and then he
Mustache.
we make lots moisture, and he went to morning prayer, and everyone laughing. He don't care, and the discipline comes in, keep punishing him. For this one, he making a lot of joke for us. He is now and he live now in Holland. And after he is not really good start, he do truck driver in monastery, truck driver, and now he do in the bicycle. He has job, post deliver post, newspaper, and he have bicycle. He said before, and he said I have some uh, the motor tang tik tang ya ge le shu yu so kombal de motor
Although,
tang ta yang segal tang gu
yeah. So I had some karma with vehicles because in the monastery I was driving trucks and now I'm delivering post on a bike, on a motorbike. Seems to be my karma.
네. 네. 다 대셔. 네. 다 돈도 건다 지랑서. 네. 니 먹고 콩라야. 드링 내가 당저 논주로 단 만들고 그래 제외인데 배사서 주샤제, 是吧? 주샤제. 심띵네 주샤제. 이 양스 상당 말이야. 심띵네 주샤제. 아니 당기 왜지와 왜디 거네. 내게 되게 바자 참아 바치로 되어서 돼. 산이네 다 내가 되게 바 양자 치면서 탐자제, 是吧? 두스직제.
So then we're coming to the end now. So tonight, before you go to sleep, it is good to reflect on the day. If there were any mistakes made, to regret them. You don't need to. It's also important to have like a heartfelt regret if there were mistakes. Just do it once, and then imagine on the out breath that all of those mistakes are gone out. And you make the commitment to do better next day, not to recommit the mistake.
다 되네 포스팅 거죠. 연대가 차들라네. 되는 곰자야다. 안지 밀레 편도 닝지 수수 틸레 님이 닝지 곰바. 그래서 제나 다 빼야고 되는 데에 곰자야고 충성상. 안데 야제스 뭐람체 데 개와도서 네 잠벌이 시도 줘야다. 데를 방어 메라야고 체. 마음바라이나지 곰망고 자트베다 산이네 곰망스 닝지 망스 곰도 치기 삼제. 니고이나. 그는 니데 계획안을 구구로 아니 니슈도 nga 독중제 가서 구구이나 되게 상마 개와차로.
Conversely, if the day has gone well and focusing on the quality side of mind, if the meditation has gone well, if you've helped those close to you with a compassionate attitude, then before sleep it's good to dedicate those virtues. You dedicate them to world peace, and you resolve that in the future you'll be able to do more practice, more meditation. So then if you sleep next day, resolve next day to do more. If you sleep with such a positive mind, however long one sleeps, 5, 6, 7 hours, that sleep becomes virtue.
당연한저 개와 망보지 쌓여야 되는 검자리 다들이 당연한저 누저기 로직 식으로 이네 티베트는 로직 차이 말한다. 티베트 로디 진짜 니베 나도 어디 차도고 여러 제자다 그래서 내가 더고 선조래도 알아. 시다 다고 때문에 개명도
Yeah. So then we're coming to the end of today together. We've created virtues by meditating together, and we'll dedicate them. It's getting near the end of the Western New Year, but not the Tibetan. So I don't know if we should pay too much heed to those conceptual thoughts.
제자다디 개와사신교디지디야 ngoche네 zambuling 시디주야당 안치 다 내메 투조 중외뉴지 중화 투베뉴지 망고용 중화 투베뉴지도 다스 게메진디 미기 쩨람난 되어요. 중화 투고도 차드업시 롱만타 추만타 사임자야도서 미 쩨람난 되어 빼요. 셈난게 미 쩨람난 되어요다도 지산 디인디도 도서파 시야당 하고도 단당어디 나자디 뇨라 사고 싶다 디파 조지 시제다 지 답딩안에 루주도 되야다 미상외 줄라 지 닝지다 닝지 하고도 점블링 두두다니 폴리티가 당 아니 미카시 베샤 다고자니 미카시지레도 도저 뒤를 닝지 야올레나 아니 점블링을 펜도 야고 치되고 미 베샤 먼저다 베샤가 다고자니 점블링 나라 내게 가시지래도 컨조그 세미나를 닝제 요이나 점블링디 시워서야 컨조그 베샤도 담베이나 야고 그냥 내 펜도 전부 채나 지야요로 컨조를 나 펜도 전부 마셔나네 컨조 디와 잡진선이 차대다 인제 내인도 컨조 줄라 닝지 게야다 ngarazo loje ma da loje ma sna jele yangja kom jap nimdo ru che ngarazo tande du zomju chungwa di ngarazo kyo ngama mangbo leg de bre ngarazo yangja inde kom ja samba sangbo soya che dinde mangbo yoya la ni ngoma la yabo che sho singe dine ma tsikha she shitön chiranzo sim dingne melam jana melam thagran ri go resra ngowa che yo resti.
So, yeah, dedicating such virtues we have accumulated together to the end of world peace, that there is no disturbances from the four elements. The disharmony between the four elements is not coming about through no cause, it is coming about through causes and conditions. We have this heat energy, or problems with the wind element, with the water. We also experience earthquakes. The fact that these elements are not balanced has a direct correlation to human behavior and the way we have our attitudes and the way we act. Definitely there's a connection there. And then the COVID thing, may that be pacified so it was like it was before when we could travel and so forth. More importantly, there are those people in the world, may compassion be born in their minds, because there are those who have the power to kind of stir up energy in the world, particularly like the owners of the monetary systems. You know, if they had compassion in their hearts, how much power would they have to help the world? We pray that that is so. And then there's the fact that we met here together in this context to meditate, and that is because we created karma in the past to do so. And let's hope that again next year we create the causes and conditions to meet again and dedicate the virtues to those ends. I will do also.
Sanamdi Danje Zewaye, Command Union Dane, Gondana Chive, Lado de Suvezole do Show, Gawadi, Lama Sanje Tugis. Doja Jamaleo, the Zanabo, Chui, Zongway, Chizanama Bevada, Yesema Shevada, Tanjamara. Dada Jin de Zondan de Sonyan Neve, Jawa Shajado, Yendama Yeren Bajo, Dada Jin de Zondan de Sonyan Neve, Jawa Lozando, Yendama Yeren Bajo. Chajazim Jare Moje Majeba, the Javanya Bamaya, one and the Bewara Jo, Karave, Govishing on the Bena de Management and Cheles on the Chavez de Vada, Danger, Nimon de Let's and the Nimegon and the Dot. Delaje Gunjo Zonje Daji shows. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, they shall, let's stop here.